It's about how her fellow Tory MPs react to that statement.
Yeah, of course, and what happens next. Well, let's speak now to Sir Alan Duncan, who is backing the Prime Minister. Sir Alan, what are your thoughts on this morning, having just been one of the people to just hear this news as well?
I think some of my thoughts are unprintable and unspeakable. Other thoughts, the more important ones, are that this is an act of sabotage, of colossal folly. It's born of very, very poor judgment. I mean, just imagine where the UK stands if we get rid of the Prime Minister the day before she's due to go into a European summit to discuss the future of our country. Changing the Prime Minister at the moment would achieve nothing that is good for the country. It would only be damaging. And the idea that anyone who takes over from her could do any better is in itself absurd. It may be that the underlying motive for the 48 signatures is that they want to cause as much chaos as possible in order to have us leave the European Union with no deal. That, in my view, would be very damaging to people's jobs, damaging to the economy, damaging to our international reputation. And the best thing we can do today is to support the Prime Minister and see her confidently returned as Prime Minister, confirmed as Prime Minister when the ballots are counted tonight.
One of the first things the Prime Minister said when she just spoke at the lectern outside Number 10 was, "I will contest the vote with everything I've got." How do you think she will approach this then?
Well, it's just going to be a very busy day of persuading people. I mean, I'm 100% behind her. I think that those who are trying to replace her are engaging in an act of reckless folly. It is, of course, all the words one could possibly use negatively to describe it, like disloyal, destructive, ill-judged, lacking vision, I think apply to what they're trying to do. I obviously hope they do not succeed. So the way this will work today is it's a very, very quick, rapid timetable. I mean, it's all happening basically within 10 hours of us knowing that it's going to happen. It'll be walking around the House of Commons, persuading colleagues, doing the head count, and trying to make sure that as many people as possible have the good sense to vote for her this evening.
I want to ask you a question that I asked Sir Graham Brady as well. Are you embarrassed at the moment by the state of British politics? Because although there's lots of excitement, obviously, in Westminster about what's going to happen, to the rest of us, to the public, it just looks like a right mess.
Yes, I totally agree with you. I think that politics is becoming self-discrediting. And indeed the Prime Minister, is a contrast to that, because she is steadily pursuing the interests of the country with a great sense of duty, a sense of fortitude, something that has, I think, impressed the British public as they get increasingly sort of bemused and tired of all the ongoing Brexit debate. And I hope that those who are listening and watching today's media will contact their Member of Parliament, if they're a Conservative Member of Parliament, and say, please vote for Theresa May for the good of the country. Because I think that we risk damaging our reputation, our power, and actually something worse. If we end up throwing this government into a state of confusion, we could find that whoever replaces her, if that's what it comes to, is unable actually to form a government, and that Britain actually goes through a period of being almost ungovernable, even having a general election which nobody wants and which is going to offer the country a completely confused series of options, all at a time when Brexit has been unresolved. I cannot imagine greater chaos.
But not everyone would agree with you, Sir Alan, would they? Because the 48 people have sent this letter to Sir Graham Brady. We've had the likes of Owen Paterson saying he's exasperated with Theresa May at the moment. So there are some people who think it would be better if there was a new leader.
Well, that's self-evident, of course, because you can measure it. I mean, 48 have written a letter. But I defy the likes of Owen Paterson to be able to advance logic which says how they'd do anything better. Of course, he's got his views about what he wants. We all do. But this is about the art of the possible. It's about what's deliverable. So all of these people who think that their opinions matter and that their solution is the magic solution need to stop and think what can be delivered, how it can be delivered, what happens if they oppose the Prime Minister, what it does for the country, and also, all of us who are politicians have got to realise that there is life outside Brexit. There are people who want their benefits payments, their education, their healthcare, a better road. That's politics. It's not just about Brexit.
Yeah.
And those who can't see beyond the end of their nose and are talking only about Brexit need to appreciate their wider duty to their constituents, to their country, and to really a broader sort of European stability, which at the moment I think is becoming rather dangerous and messy.
Sir Alan Duncan, thank you very much for your time this morning. That's Sir Alan Duncan there, who was one of the number of people who've put out their support this morning for the Prime Minister, Theresa May, who was, of course, if you're just tuning in, facing that vote of no confidence this evening. That vote will take place at 6 p.m. tonight.